Alright, welcome today to DL Kramer's Custom Cars and anything to you guys. Wishing you guys all peace, love, and happiness. Got a little trouble here in Minnesota, and to the family of Alex Perry, God bless you. Other than that, one of those sad but true moments. That's all I'll say. I don't want nobody mad at me. So, anyway, I am looking for a brush right now. I need I'm working on trying to get the gaskets off that carburetor. What we're going to do today here, guys, I should probably explain something, shouldn't I? That'd be the right thing to do. We're going to rebuild a Edelbrock 1407 manual choke. Manual choke with 750 CFM. And so we're going to put her on the hemi Duster. Figured I'm usually doing the 600 CFMs and runs out of fuel at the upper end, so should just go to Holly or something. But I like my Edelbrock carburetors too, but Edelbrocken or whatever you want to call the things. Oh God. Let's see. Wish I had that wire brush that had the wire brush on the end. So you reach in here and go. But unfortunately, I do not. I used to. Wonder if I got a pipe cleaner yet. Maybe that might work, huh? What do you think? No, that ain't gonna work. Okay. That won't work. Where is that one brush that I had? First of all, I can't see a darn thing. So, well, let's see. I wonder. Yeah, let's do it that way. Yeah. Oh, bump the table. Right in the dirt. Good. Okay. I'll try it this way, I guess. Yeah. Man. Mm-hmm. I've never had one where the gaskets was this bad to get off. I soaked it for a few days in. Well, maybe what I'll do is I'll just shut the video off for now while I clean. You want to make sure it's totally clean. Just pick up somewhere and just go at it. That's all I'm going to say. Give her all you got. Yeah. We're going to get the Dremel tool out and start doing some serious cleaning here. Okay. So all the air horns, the atomizers, these are your atomizers here. These 4. You can see I got them clean. And a couple little specks I see yet. You gotta get fussy. Hey, gotta get fussy. You want to run good. Then I'm going back to Iola, Wisconsin this year. Woo, baby! Boy, there's... What? Pull those dividers out and give her. I didn't think I'd have to go that far though, would I? Let's see what this fit in here. Nope. Accelerator pump hole. One speck could ruin your whole day. So okay. What's left here, huh? Woo-hoo. Getting nuts with the screwdriver here. Oh, one can gone. Oh, 2 cans gone. Let's see the accelerator pump. No, I didn't take the jets out. Hmm. Okay, let's look this thing over on the outside. The bottom gasket's all scraped off, right? Okay, the back looks pretty good. The side here looks pretty good. Couple rust stains on the front I'd like to get off of there. So it looks kind of good anyway. Harder brush. Harder brush. Wonder how I can get that float bowl there. See that? That's pretty bad yet, if you ask me. Besides dumping acid in it and starting it on fire and burning it down in a fire pit with a 14-foot flame and a... Oh, never mind. How can I reach in there? Isn't gone yet? Boy, I gas stained that one up. I don't know how to... After I get this cleaned up, I'm going to put you guys on pause here while I clean up the rest of the carburetor, because this is the dirtiest piece of it all anyway. Yeah, so it'll be easy. Probably boring for you guys to watch me clean here. And you can see I'm using every tool I got at my disposal here. Normally I would unscrew your primary jets and your secondary jets. These are your primary, these are your secondary. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave them in there. You know, the wrong thing to do. But I've cleaned them through. I've shoved air through there. I've shoved carburetor cleaner through there. It's been soaking in diesel for 3 days. So I'm going to believe that I got everything out of there. Look here. Here's another piece of garbage here. Jeez, I just keep finding more garbage. Wow. The plate's rusting out in there. From the ethanol, probably. A good old classic ethanol fuel. Oh, let's see here. I want to get these stains off of here. And they're just in the front. In the front where you can see them, eh? Just in the front. Other than that, it looks good though, otherwise. The secondary float on it. Yeah. Well, 20 minutes, yeah. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Oop. Testing 1, 2, 3. Let's put the microphone on here. Testing 1, 2. 1, 2, 5, 4, 5, 9, 6, 7. 007. Anyway, I was saying, now that you can hear me, about 2 new floats, because when I took this carb apart, look at this float, all bent to hell and big hole in it and everything. I don't know what happened there. I don't know. All I did is slid the pin out and took it off. But when I took, I go, what? You know. So, what should we start with? You can either do the base or we can do the top. You know what? I want to do the base. I just want to do the base. Okay. Carburetor gasket that goes to the top. Let's see. And I tried to clean this out as best I can. You know, I should replace these. I mean, carburetor had an easy life, but here's the problem. It sat around. So evidently somebody, you know. So let's, better turn that down, otherwise it's copyright infringement. I guess I can't. Gotta make everybody else some money. Everybody about me. Trying to earn my way. But anyway, on a better note, maybe this will hold it up. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. The air horn. Okay, sits in there like that. Oh no, it don't go in there like that. It goes in there like. Let's see what's here. Okay, like that. Okay, but okay. That is right, ain't it? He's bent. No, that has to be right. Yep, that's right. That's right. Okay, air horns are in. Okay, we're done. Oh, wait a minute. No, we got a ways to go yet, don't we? So, watch me ring this without a carburetor schematic. There'll be a couple questions along the way, I'm sure. Edelbrocks are easy to rebuild. I've done several of these, but once in a while you got that little bit of... Okay, that's for the electric choke that I don't have. Okay. We need this. And this. And let's see, we won't need this yet. I don't think we'll need any of this stuff here. Let's see, I gotta look though. I don't need that yet. That goes on the top plate. The float adjustment, that's top plate. This one's the top plate. Yep, accelerator pump. That's all top plate. Yep, that's all top plate. That filter's top plate. That's top plate. And spring. Okay, so this looks like that's all top plate. Okay. Now, What should we put together first? The back atomizers. Captain Cook, let's put together the atomizers. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. Oh, wait. We need some gaskets, don't we? That's why I got these out. Did I get 2 sets? Sometimes the atomizer gaskets are different. Okay, I think I got it out now. Okay, let's move this over. We need some room to work here. I need some atomizer gaskets. I think I got 2 of these in here. I know I did. Wow. Pocket finds. Yeah, because there's the... Did it come with a weight? Yes, it did come with a weight. Yeah, I got 2 packages here. Let's just... Wow. Bonus. Thank you. Thank you, quality guy. Okay. But we will double check because sometimes you know how it is with carb kits. Pour it all out. ED, let's see. They have the same part number. ED-1-4. ED-1-4. 25F4. Yeah, I got 2 of them. Ah, wow. Okay. What do we need here? We need... Okay. Check ball goes in first. This is the squirters. We'll do the squirters first. We'll go back to this. So we have to drop our check ball in there first, into that hole. What it is, creates a one-way valve. Creates the pump to go this way, up. It comes up, but it doesn't allow the gas to go back. Okay? Then we need a weight. There's a counteract weight. They used to use springs years ago, but here they use a weight. Okay? Then that drops in next. Okay? Like I say, I'm doing this without a carburetor thing because I've done so many of these. Next, we need a small atomizer gasket. Okay, lay them all out like that. Okay, it's going to be that one. So what happens, this goes up here. Let's see. We just got to figure out which direction it goes. Okay, like that. Okay. Then we need right here. So we dropped our check ball in, then our weight. Okay. Nothing else goes in there. Then we put our atomizer sprayer, or nozzle. Some people call it a nozzle. We put that on top. Okay. With the sprayer heads obviously facing out to the venturis. Okay. This is called the nozzle. No springs go in there because that weight is what's doing it. So make sure everything's in place. Why am I having such a hard time? Oh, I gotta find the right deal here. Each one has got their magnet, evidently. They got a little bit of iron on them. Okay, it's screwing in just fine. You don't want to force them in. If they're going in hard, that means they're going in crooked. Okay, so this is our spray nozzle. This is for the accelerator pump. So what happens here, I'll explain it here in a second here. I'll make sure they're tight. You want to crank them in so that way the next guy snaps them off, you know. Okay, so now the next step. What is the next step? So what happens here, let me explain this to you guys. The accelerator pump, I wish I had a steel one because they come steel or plastic. Unfortunately, this is a plastic one and I got to use it because that's all I got. But anyway, this will go down. Psh, then it comes up this tube right here. I don't know if you can see it. I wonder if I should zoom you guys in. I got to get up to do that. Yeah. Let's see here. Come on. Yeah, now you guys can see something anyway. Okay. Yeah, now you can see something. So anyway, what happens is this will get pushed down and pushes gas down. Goes up this tube that's casting in here. Then that check ball that dropped in here and then the weight on top of the check ball. It'll push the check ball up, fills up the cylinder that comes up here and it sprays out of these two nozzles. So when that goes down, it goes, you know, at the same time. So, and the check ball, then it'll fall down, then it won't allow the gas to, because you don't want this to drain out because always there'll be a stall. When you open up the throttle, you know, the arm pushes this down, causes that spray to happen. So if you're giving this carb heck and you got a stall in it, then it picks up, chances are it's something to do with the accelerator pump circuit, which includes this. This is usually bad because this is supposed to curl in there. That thing's all junk. You can see that. Or it's clogged. Or you don't have the check ball and the weight in there. Okay? So, or the nozzles are clogged. Or you have no fuel in the bowl. This fuel in this bowl flows in through the side to fill up this chamber. Okay, now, the next step. What should we do? Let's throw these idle jets in. No, let's explain the idle screws. Here's the idle screws. Okay? They're actually looking in really good shape. Okay? And of course, I didn't make sure which one I took it out of. But looking at them, I'm thinking this one did come out of the left one. Okay? And this one came out of the right one. Make sure you got your spring on there. Sometimes they come with a gasket, but these I don't think have no gasket because there's no gasket in the kit. So there's no gasket. So now what we do is we screw these all the way in. And don't force them. So we screw them all the way in till they stop with our fingers. Okay. Then what we want to do, we want to go a turn and a half out. Okay. That's the pre-setting. So we'll double check here with the screwdriver. I'm using my 2 fingers here. I'm not forcing it. I want to make sure I'm turning and a half out. Okay. My 2 fingers. I'm not gripping this. I'm doing this. So, okay. So we want to go half, 1, half. Then we want to go here. We want to go half, 1, half. And then we'll go just a quarter of a turn to make them even. Well, no, we'll go back. There. Okay, so that's it. Now, let's go back to our atomizers for the 4 barrels, which are these. You're going to pull these out because they need a gasket. Now, there's 2 different types of atomizer gaskets here I see. Okay? We got these 2, and we got these 2. Okay? Now, this is a good plan. This is why you save your old ones. Because now you want to try to match them up. So what does this look like to you guys? Looks like it's these. That looks different. Because some atomizers, I don't know if you can see it here, came with this extra groove, and some did not. The lower ones, like the 500 CFM, I don't think has that. So what we do is we matched up our old ones, and we're going to be using these 2. So these 2 are out. Okay, so let's just set them in there. According to what I'm seeing here. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is that this atomizer gasket goes just like that. Okay, we're going to double check things here. I've never seen them hang off the side like that. Must be a cheap kit. Okay, now with the atomizer tubes, this is called an air venturi, you know. So what will happen here, if I can explain it, is that the vacuum pulls through this ring, and it sucks that up. It sucks the gas out of this tube, which is located in the 4 barrels. It comes across and mixes with the air one, you know. So that way, otherwise, if you didn't have that there to bleed off some of the vacuum, it would suck raw gas. I mean, it would just constantly run. Once these air horns open up, like this, obviously what is it doing? It opens up and it creates a vacuum pull inside this air venturi on the atomizer. In turn, it causes the fuel to flow through. Okay? Once you close the air venturi like that, see, these are weighted because when you drop this thing in the wide open mode, the vacuum will automatically pull these open. And when these are pulled open, it causes the vacuum to pull on this atomizer, which pulls the gas from this direction. Okay? So the gas is metered through this. This is kind of like a metering rod, if you want to call it that. It allows so much fuel to go through. Okay? So now we got our gasket on here. There's nothing else that should go on here. So, man, never seen that before. Never seen it hang off like that. Huh. That's weird. And again, I'm looking at these gaskets. And that looks the same as the gasket I took off. So I want to stay with that. Okay? I don't want to say, oh, I think it's going to be this one then. You stay with what you took off. Unless you start seeing everything's all, okay, why did they do this? This car's been into once already. Okay? You trust the instinct. So now we got our weight in here. So we're going to drop this atomizer. Make sure the gasket's in the place. Okay? Which you can see it clearly is. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of drop this thing in there. If I possibly can. Just like that. Let's do the other one right away so we don't forget the gasket. Look at it. Looks right. Okay. Let's drop that one in there. Some people call these venturis, and then some people call those air horns air venturis. That's not correct. Venturi is the passage here that the gas goes through after it's been atomized by the atomizers. Got that? Okay, good, good. Glad you did. So we're going to set these over here. Okay. Okay, so now the front atomizers are going to take these gaskets. These two. Okay? These are the front atomizers. But here, let's do this though first. Let's put the screws in and tighten these guys up. Let's do one thing at a time so we don't put this together and then find out these are loose yet. So let's do this one thing at a time. Is this the same as this one? I think it might be. But don't forget to put the air horn in there first, you know. Air valves, air horn, whatever you want to call the thing. And don't use a screw gun to tighten these up. Use your hand, okay? The poor guy that's got to rebuild this next, he'll be snapping them off and he can darn near throw the whole carburetor away. I think this is the wrong. I'm not sure. Yeah, this is the wrong one. Wrong Torx. I'm using the. Let's pull this out of there. Set that back over there. I don't know what happened with this carburetor though, because that float over there is smashed. Or maybe I have, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna leave this one out. This is the wrong size Torx I'm using. There's the one I need. I should have a block of wood. Okay, they're done. Okay, now, so you can see what happens here. When you lay the woods to this thing, you open up the front ones, the vacuum drops in the intake manifold, but then all of a sudden the motor just starts picking her up, you know. Well, now you got full wide open motor. Now in turn, these start to drag open like this. These are weighted, you know. You can always get different size ones too. But then these open up, and then when you open up the venturi, then all of a sudden the vacuum starts to suck fuel out of these atomizers. Okay? So you can see how this works. Okay? Now, let's put on the front atomizers. Okay? And look at these. Make sure they're clean. They look to be fine anyway. Now we'll throw the gasket on. Now, which side is for which side? Okay? Okay. See the slide? I believe, no, let's see. See, this is where I start to question things. See, I don't have an exploded view of the carburetor, so. When I look at this, I see that this goes this direction. Because now, what the difference is here, you see on this corner, it's like a round little edge. Then you see a straight edge. Okay? Here too, little round edge and a straight edge. So I know this is the right side, but if you're viewing it from the driver's seat, this would be classified as the left side. Okay? So now, so again, you see a flat side here and a little notch out here, half moon notch. Half moon notch, you'll clearly see, goes in the front there. Has a little notch here, so you can't mix these up. You can't put this is the right one for this, but you can't put this one in this side. But you'll see the half moon notch and then a straight notch. And then we'll drop this in there. Why am I having... The gasket's right. It's just I'm having a hard time. Okay, yeah, that fits. Okay. But I always like to double check. That little problem could make the motor run like horrendous. So again here, like the gasket shows, half moon here, flat side there. Now we'll put it like that. We'll put half moon there and a flat side there. Just like that. This thing too, half moon here, flat side there. I'll just push them down. Now let's grab the screws. I want to try to stay on top of everything here because as we put this thing together. Where's the other two screws? There they are. Okay. So let's tighten them doggies up. We got this done. We got these done. Now we'll do these. And let's see. Then I think this part's done then. We got these in. Now you can rebush these too, you know. But this one didn't need it, so I'm not going to explain that. I'm not going to rebush it. These are pretty good. These are known not to go through bushings unless they have been abused and abused and abused and used and hundreds of thousands of miles on them. Yeah. When they get to be that old like that, then you're best off buying a new one or buying a used one like this and rebuilding it, you know. And there was nothing else that had to go underneath these, by the way, just that gasket. That's amazing. It's kind of amazing because this kit, if you really want to get entailed these plugs, you know, you could take out these plugs here with air pressure. You can pump air pressure in here and it'll knock these plugs right out, or you can drill them out. So you can clean out the idle circuit. I would only recommend that if the carburetor was on the bottom of the lake for a couple of years, in the mud, in a flour mill, you know. It might seem like, oh, you're cranking the hell out of them. Yes, I am. But that gasket will actually mush up a little bit, and then those can come loose. So and like I say, I'm not clamping a vice grip on here and reefing on them. Just making sure. Because as I go along here, let's see now. So we got our air horn in. This is in. It's got the weight and the check ball in it. First the check ball, then the weight, then the gasket, and then the nozzle. These just took the 2 screws of gasket on each side, 2 screws and a gasket on each side. Air horn, you got to make sure you put this part in first that I'm playing with here. Okay. So, and I got the 2 idle screws and they're preset at a turn and a half out. So the motor will run, then you can play with it after that. Let's see what else. I didn't take note of the idle jet size or the main jet size. I didn't look, so. Actually, these are the idle ones. These are the main, I think. Yeah. When it's idling, it gets juice from there. When the metering valve's open, then it gets juice from here. These are the 4-barrel ones. These are the idle ones. So, I suppose we can set this off to the side. We're done here. But I still wish I could have replaced these. And I wish I could have got that a little cleaner. Oh well. Why does it turn out beautiful, I think. Just a couple little details here. What we can do here too if we want. I don't know if it came with a new one or not. I thought it did though. The spring. Is this the new one? This spring can go in here. Here's the old one. And sometimes if you're in question, set them side by side, then you know. Oh yeah, look at that one. Look at the difference here. Okay, so that's junk. We'll just set this in here. Okay, and then we got all the parts in there. This is done. So let's move this out of the way. Oh, and I got that rod on here too. I don't know if I got it on backwards or not. I gotta look later. Okay, we're gonna need this. Okay. So what are we gonna work on first here? So work on accelerator pump. Maybe we can do that first, huh? Yeah, well, let's see, these two things go together. These two things are for the floats. This is the accelerator pump rod. Metering valves, we'll put them in last. I wonder what this all came with here in this kit. Let's pull some of this out. Got an extra metering rod deal. We'll need them for the floats eventually. Should have two of them. Our mounting base gasket. Well, can you get it out of there without ripping it? I don't know. There we go. Okay, so this is the accelerator pump seal. It come with a new clip and shit. No, not at all. Okay. Yep. Shoot. Hoping it came with a new clip, new spring. So what we'll do here is we'll just gonna kind of just pull this out. Hopefully without breaking it. God, this thing. I should have ordered a whole new accelerator pump. Well, if it don't pump, I know what I gotta do. So that's the old gasket. I mean everything it's actually in good shape. It's just I just don't like that's holding it crooked. Oh, there we go. Just had to turn it. Okay. Now, when you're holding it in this position, you want this thing facing up. Because this in turn is kind of like a brake piston seal, like a master cylinder. As the fluid is underneath here, it pushes the sides out, you know, so it actually works against itself and it creates pressure. Huh. Well, I hope this is gonna work. Huh? And that'll go like that. And then what we can do sometimes. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's do it now. It's good. I'll just take it apart if I have to again. Pull this screw out. And you gotta figure this out. Now if it goes that way. Then you got the S hook. You gotta look at the S hook and see which way comfortably it wants to play. I think what we'll do, we'll go that way with it, then we'll put it in this hole, and then we'll put this down. And then we'll put our screw back in it wherever I put it. Okay. But we're only going to hand tighten this just to kind of, I want to look at this though. I want to make sure I'm right about this. Not that goes the other way. No, I think that's the right way. See, now the S-hook works against itself. Obviously, you can't ride out that way because it goes this way. If it rides out this way, it stops it from going that way. So, okay. So we'll leave that together like that. So now we can tip this over. This is junk. Set this over here. Now what? Well, let's go after the floats. So now to do the floats though, we got to put this on here. Okay? We got to look at which way this thing goes. Let's see. Is this reciprocal? I'm looking at it. I want to make sure that it is. And then I want to look at it like this. See if everything's the same. And I believe it is reciprocal, I call it. In other words, what you can do with this is you can flip it like this. You can run in either direction. Okay? So gotta put this on. Just like that. Then let's get our float valves out. Got one for each side here. Now these came with screens in them. Question is, now you ask yourself, do I want to run the screens or not? Because you have your choice. Depending on where you're running this thing. Okay, are you running it in the dirt? Are you going down a clear, clean highway? Do you drive it all year round? What is the circumstances? Because if these get dirty, you got to take the carb apart anyway. In today's gas, so I think I'm going to leave the screens out. If I was for driving in the mud and the dirt and everything like that, then I think I'd consider it a different way. So what we're going to do is we're just going to leave the screens out. In this case. Your case might be different though. You might have to run them. So let's do this. See, normally, okay, let's just, see, normally the screen would get pushed in here like this. God. Nah, I'm not going to run them. I'm going to leave them out. Boy, these gaskets don't want to. Normally these gaskets just flip right on there. Okay, so let's put the gaskets on each one. Okay. Then we'll screw them into this hole here. This is our inlet hole. Okay. Just as soon as I can get my dexterity up. Golly. One of these days I'm going to get a carburetor screwdriver set instead of using the old-fashioned way. These better fit in here. I think it's just the operator. It's just me. Okay. Let's pull this gasket off before I lose my nerve here. I don't want to wreck that gasket. There we go. Jeez. That only took forever on that one. Now again, I don't have that in there. The screen. I'm going to have to pick this up and hold it so I can tighten this up. Okay, that's one. Let's open two. The gasket technically goes on there before you put the floats on it. So we'll be doing that in just a sec here. So we're going to take our seat. This is the float valve seat. And gaskets are just... Oh. Well, geez, Dale. See, they're sliding, look at the other one there. You can see it's a slight angle. So my instinct wants to keep pulling them up at a straight angle. So it's the operator. It's not nothing else. You blow it out. See, I'm going to hold this once and make sure this guy's tight. Okay. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. These have the foot backs on them. Let's see. I'll open up Part number 1469 for the Edelbrock carburetor floats. I wonder how many of these are out there. My God, you see them for sale used and new and parts and this and that. And wow. I don't know how I caught both of them in my pants leg at the same spot. Huh. Wow. Okay, so we're not going to use these then. Okay, so what do we got to do here? Let's see. What we got to do is fear itself. Oh, okay, we got to put this on. Just like that. Then we got to put this on. Oh, no, 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 hang on. This one went, the rubber side goes down. Put these in there. Okay. Then we'll put these on here. Okay, so I should explain something here too. Now, these floats, this is called a float stop, you know, from dropping down, because you got to remember, this is upside down, so if we put it right side up, you know, this will stop the float from dropping all the way bottom. This is called your float stop, okay? And then your float setting, you bend it right across here, okay? Your float height, okay? Your float stop and your float height, okay? Sometimes these come pretty pre-bent already, and then you just got to kind of check them. And I'll show you how to set that here in a minute. Why? You're being a bugger. Okay. So there's that. Okay, so we're not using the filters. We're not using the old float hinges. Okay. Okay, so now here's where we got to get a little technical. Let's turn this thing this way. Now the float setting, you know, height. You gotta remember this is upside down. This is gonna be this way. So they're gonna want to go towards the top of the carburetor when the fuel gets in here. Now what we do here is we use a 7/16 bit. Okay? And we gotta have this gasket on here. Make sure this is clean, by the way. Like I didn't. You know? Let's see. I wish I had a block here instead of a piece of cardboard. This is kind of flimsy. I'm gonna put this between there and there. You know? So I can see already a float level's too high. Way too high. Oh man, let's think about this for a minute here. Okay, you want the float to travel between 1.25 inches. So let's take a needle nose. We're gonna capture it right there. I'm gonna bend this. Let's see now. Am I going the right way? No. Gotta go the other way. Oh no. Okay. No, that's wrong. I'm gonna go a little bit more yet. Way too much. Okay. What I should do is a lot of guys will tell you to take this thing off and bend it and then put it back on. And that's what I should be doing. Sometimes I want to cheat, you know what I mean? Okay, if we're we'll just pull it off. We'll bend it to here. This is the reason why I don't take it off, because then you got to fight it every time you want to put it on. I would say that's about right, though. Yeah, that looks good. Now let's do the other side. Then we're going to measure the float drop here. This is called float drop. And I'll show you how to do that. Okay, obviously this is way wrong. Okay. We want to bend it right here. Don't bend it here or here. You want to bend it right there. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. Now, float drop. Measure from the gasket to the thing. Should be between 1.5 inches and 1.25 inches. Okay, this thing's what, millimeters? Okay. On here, here's 1.5 inches. 1.25 inches to 1.5 inches. So let's flip this up. Now they're gonna drop like that. I want to measure from the gasket again to the outermost point here to the gasket. That is a 2-inch drop. That is way too much. So now we got to bend those tabs. So now, sometimes you can just grab a hold of it right here with your fingers to support it so you don't mess up your float setting. Just run that in a little bit. Yeah, then we'll check our float setting once upon a time again. Okay. Wow. Still 1.5 right now. You want it between 1.25 and 1.5. Let's see. That's 1.5. Yeah, I'm about 1.5 on that one. This one's like didn't even do anything to it. So let's take it off. I want to double check this, make sure I didn't screw this up. Oh yeah, I screwed that one up. I screwed that one up, boys. I'm going to take the needle nose here, bend this down a little bit. Okay. Now I got to reset this all. It takes a while to get it right, but you got to get it right. You want your motor to run good? I know I do. Wait a minute. That's right. We bent that too, didn't we? So let's just go like that a little bit. Come on. Well, there we go. Okay. Oh yeah, I bent that way too far, didn't I? Okay. I'm gonna do it my way here. Do it the way you're comfortable with. You know what I mean? Okay, that looks good. Now let's measure a float drop on this one. Do one at a time here. Oh, we're still at 5/8, 1.5. It's too much. Ah! God, it's like I didn't do a darn thing to it. That's good. And then the float drop is. See if I can screw this up. Why am I having such a problem here? Just making sure that my floats are okay here. Okay. So we're 7/16. Why am I having such a hard time here, guys? Sometimes it'll give you crap. Well, it's late. I've been working on stuff all day today, so. There, now I screwed that up, I'm sure. I'm sure it's way screwed up. Come on. Where you at there, bud? There you are. I just wish that they'd go in that easy. But they defy you. Okay, what do we got here now? Okay. Yeah, it's for the float drop. It's way too much in it. Okay, got her. Okay, what about this side now? Where we were at on this side? A little too high. Let's see. What did I say? A little too high, huh? Okay, so we got to pull this off. And out of here. Like so. And we got to put it back together. That looks good. Now, as for the float drop, this is where it screws everything up. Oh, got her on the money. Perfect. Now, the next step is to, let's see, we got this all together. Shell air pump, gaskets. Move the block back in here. Okay. And then the linkage here, this is the question I had. Okay. I got that in there right, or is it in there reversed? Now, when you set this together, make sure everything's going in its place here. Like that. Then I want to look at this rod here. So this is the choke. Can't remember which way this rod went. So you can see I run into troubles too, you know. God, I got that. Well, tell you what, let's do it this way. Pull this off if I can find the right groove. Set that off to the side. Let's get the top screwed in here. So what we're gonna do right away is, okay, this is our choke deal. Little knob there, little hole there, screw hole there, screw there. Okay, let's put that into place. Okay, there, we got that like that. Now I believe all the screws are the same length. I believe. Okay, so we need one there, one here, one here. One there, one there, and one there. Okay? I like to go around and just get them kind of all started, like so. So I know everything's in the place. You'll feel a little resistance on the gasket. But if it's turning hard, then you know you're cross-threading them. So where your wrist is going to go to heck on you. Hopefully we're still recording. I ran out of memory already. Just going to keep going around in circles until they're good. Okay, what do we do here? Just keep going around and around and around and around and around, round. Should we flood it? There we go. Now we're flooding it. Still. Oh, I think I'm using the wrong deal here. Okay. Whoop. Sooner or later, we'll get them tight. It's just going to take a little while. A lot of guys say, oh, you should just use a screw gun on there. No. Take your time doing it by hand. You'll be able to crack them loose later. Otherwise, what will happen is that you will regret it. I need a break. I can finally snug them all up now. Okay, that's the old accelerator spring. That's the old weight. Okay, we got metering valves yet. No, we got stuff to put in yet. Overall, looks okay. Couple of spots. It's just the right size, though. This ain't the right size, isn't it? How size is that? It's gotta be the right size. What is this, T25? T20. This should be T25. Oh, yeah, I am using the wrong one. Here's T25. Oh, gosh, yes. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 725, 8,031. There we go. Got it. Okay. Yeah. What's next? Let's see. Let's listen here once. Oh yeah, that works. I can hear the air. Now we got metering valves, don't we? These metering valves, I think, seen better days, but I think they'll still work. Now you got a spring. This is all preset. If you're running rich, you want to go to a lighter valve and a lighter spring, or a lighter spring and keep the valve. They have a chart in the Edelbrock book. What vacuum, what ratio, all this stuff. You look at the chart and you match the dots up, and that's what you need. Because they've done extensive testing on these to figure that out for you. But it'll get you really close. Sometimes you got to nudge it a little bit, you know. So what we'll do here, put the spring in there. Now this can be a bear sometimes, get this point down in that jet down in there. In your secondary jets, you know. You gotta kind of work your way down in there. And you'll get it. Oh, I'm sorry. This one goes over here. Okay. Make sure the spring's in the cylinder. Now here's where it gets, sometimes you get lucky and get it right away, and sometimes you don't. I got it. Now what we'll do, gotta hold that down. I'm sure you guys can't see exactly what I'm doing right now. This is where the T20 comes in. Well, that ain't T20, but it should be. Why am I having a hard time? You got the wrong one again? That's T25. Well, what the heck? Well, here, let's just try to get this kind of... Oh, darn it. What's going on here? Oh, I didn't bring a socket. Or is it like a quarter-inch socket or something? I don't want to let go of it because it'll come out of it. It's in the right position right now. So I'm being selfish right now. Why is that? I think that cover's on backwards. Okay, let's just slide it over, turn it. You can be 50% right and 50% wrong, and I'm always the 50% wrong. See, the screw fell out of it. I was right, wasn't I? I was right. That one probably goes to that side then. Start the screw by hand so you don't cross thread it. There we go. See, it spins in nice. Then you know you're doing right. Oh, come on, baby. Okay, we'll double check them later. Let's get this other one in. Another tip here. Let's do it this way. I'm going to show you a tip. What I'll do sometimes is I will screw this in here. Oops. Hang on a minute. No. Can't believe a T20 don't fit that. That don't even make sense to me. That should be T20. It's like smaller than that. Wow. Well, let's do it this way. I'll show you this way. Here. I'll get it so I can swing this over, okay? So then I'll put this in there. Let's get a hold of the carburetor up a little bit. Come on. It can be a bear sometimes. Come on. There we go. Got it. Then we can just turn this over it like this. Then it'll fit right in that groove really nice for you. And then you have your nice Torx. See, this is my Torx screwdriver. No, I'm not going to refund this. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, meter rods are back in. Next step. Now, an accelerator pump on a 1406 goes in the first hole way up on top. Okay? So let's, then it goes down here in the, goes in that way. Why does that look wrong to me? But it ain't though. Okay. Then we got ourselves some of these little tiny clips here. We gotta figure out which one we need. Wonder if that's the right one. Because I can't remember what size of clip that was. That come off of there pretty easy. Let's try one of these small ones. Last thing I want is that clip to fall off of there, you know what I mean? That one seems more dependable. But I like the size of that other one, but Okay, so the accelerator pump is done. Now I'm trying to figure this guy out. Okay, let's see now. I believe it'll go this way. So it looks like that. And we gotta put a little clip on there too, don't we? And get it. Oh, come on now. Be good to me. Okay, one flying. Heard it somewhere over here. Hopefully it didn't go down the carburetor. Okay. Last clip of the evening. And I have to grab my mini thingy. Come on. There we go. There's that. Sometimes get a hold of it. Air venturi choke plate. Hmm. There. Did it better by hand. Okay. So now, one more thing. Is right here on this side is your... Now, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to tighten this up. I'm going to probably put a banjo fitting on here. I got to order that. What? It came with two, I suppose, because you can have the dual. Yeah. So I'm just going to screw this in there to keep the dirt out of it. Like that. Just like that, hand tight. And I'll put a little cover on it. And here's your air cleaner gasket. And I believe we are done. That is it. So there's your rebuilt Edelbrock carburetor. Okay. Now I'm going to put everything back in here, but I'm going to put it in a Ziploc bag because if I need a little key, that's where I go for it. And there's our Edelbrock rebuilt carburetor, ready to rock and roll. And that's the air compressor. Yeah. So, please like and subscribe, guys. Hang on a second. All right, so some of you may have watched the video. I built that intake manifold you're looking at right now. You know, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna set the carburetor on here like so. Now I'm gonna set this gasket over here with my other gaskets for now. If I can. Maybe it won't let me. Okay. So now, the reason why I'm thinking about a banjo fitting here, let's see, I wonder if I can get some light in there. Probably not, huh? Well, what's going on here? Maybe we should just go out a notch, huh? There we go. We'll just go out a notch. But anyway, this is my fuel line. So it could go right to there. Or I can make it go around like this. You know what? Huh. I don't know, whatever. Not sure yet. Waiting for my throttle linkage to come and all that stuff. So we'll just leave it like that for now. Oh, I gotta get a plug. I don't want nothing getting in that float. Got my vacuum plugs. Now I put a vacuum deal on the back because I need to have vacuum to operate my heater. So I put that in the back. I won't need none of these front ones. So let's see. That's so many vacuum caps here. Since I got them out, I might as well plug these right away. Alright. That one's done, that one's done. And I need one for the... Hopefully I got one. This one fit on here. Seems so thin. That's not the right one. That one. Yep. Okay. There. And this one we'll just put on here temporary. Maybe. There. Just to keep the dirt out of there. Bugs, dirt, spiders, me. Oh. Okay. So there it is for now, boys and girls. Holy cow, 2 hours and 7 minutes. That's got to be boring. So anyway, please like and subscribe, guys. And I guess we'll talk to you on the next video when we start hooking this guy up here. I need ignition yet and coils and oh god, it just keeps going on and on. And everything's twice as much as what it was before. So anyway, you guys take care. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you find that this is informative. You know, I don't know if you do. But yeah, there's the picture of the hemi. I put the $100 worth of spark plugs in it the other day, but I bought them from a discount center, so I got them for about half the price. Thank God. 16. But I guess that's it for now, huh? But I think what I'm going to end up doing, though, one quick thing, I guess. One quick thing. I need to run a low-profile air cleaner, but I think it's going to hit my heater hoses. I may have to put a little hole in the, you know, so I know I didn't put a plug on that back vacuum one, but yeah, that's fine. That goes directly down. The intake is taped off, so these other ones had to be plugged though for good. So I think when I close this, I think it probably hits the air cleaner, huh? Oh yeah. But I got a scoop on here. So anyway, let's just leave it the way it is. And please like and subscribe if you can, guys. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Love to all. And I mean it. Bye-bye.